The plane is still flying. It has reached cruising altitude. It is stable. It is following its programmed route exactly as expected. From the outside, there is nothing unusual. No visible damage, no sudden movement, no sign of distress. But inside the aircraft, no one knows anything is wrong. Air traffic control calls the plane. There is no reply. They call again. Still nothing. Inside the cockpit, the pilots are no longer responding. Inside the cabin, passengers sit in silence. Oxygen masks hang from the ceiling. Some are still swaying slightly with the movement of the aircraft. And for more than an hour, the plane continues forward across open sky, with no one conscious to control it. It begins with a warning, a sound the crew believes they understand, a sound they have heard before, but this time, it means something else entirely, and by the time they realize that, they are already losing the ability to respond. Because at altitude, loss of oxygen does not feel like an emergency. There is no sudden panic, no immediate sense of danger, only a gradual loss of clarity. Thoughts become slower, reactions become delayed. Simple decisions take longer, and then those decisions stop entirely.
Noctra.
On August 14, 2005, Helios Airways Flight 522 departs from Larnaca, Cyprus, a routine flight to Athens. On board are 121 people, passengers traveling for business, families returning home, tourists continuing their journey across Europe. The aircraft, a Boeing 737-300, climbs steadily into the morning sky. Inside the cabin, everything feels normal. Passengers settle into their seats. Some look out the window as the coastline fades into the distance. Others begin preparing for a short flight ahead. The environment is calm, controlled, familiar. The sound of the engines is steady. Nothing suggests anything unusual is happening. But before the aircraft ever left the ground, something had already been set incorrectly. A single system, a single setting, the pressurization control, instead of being set to automatic. It was left in manual mode. On the ground, it made no difference. But at altitude, it would quietly remove the aircraft's ability to sustain life. Minutes after takeoff, an alarm sounds in the cockpit. It is loud, persistent, impossible to ignore. The pilots hear it immediately. They recognize the sound. They believe it is a takeoff configuration warning, a known issue, something procedural, something manageable. So they begin troubleshooting. They check systems, review indicators, search for anything out of place. But nothing obvious appears. No system failure, no mechanical issue, only a warning. They believe they understand, but they are wrong, because the alarm is not related to takeoff. It is warning them that the cabin altitude is rising. The aircraft is not pressurizing, and as it continues to climb, the air inside is becoming thinner. But the danger is not obvious. There is no smoke, no vibration, no physical indication of failure, only an environment that is slowly becoming uninhabitable. And because the warning is misunderstood, the crew spends the most critical minutes of the flight focused on the wrong problem. At altitude, oxygen levels drop rapidly. Without pressurization, the human body cannot function normally. But hypoxia is deceptive. It does not feel like danger. At first, it feels like nothing. Then, it feels like confusion, a delay in reaction, a difficulty concentrating, a subtle disconnect between thought and action. The pilots continue working. They are still speaking, still attempting to solve the problem. But their ability to think clearly is already deteriorating. They contact ground support. They describe the situation. They ask for assistance. But even as they speak, their responses become slower, less precise, less accurate. Because above a certain altitude, there is only a limited window of useful consciousness. And once that window begins to close, it cannot be extended without oxygen. As the aircraft climbs higher, the effects intensify. Decision-making becomes impaired. Reactions slow further. Communication breaks down. The pilots are still awake, but no longer fully aware of their situation. They continue attempting to troubleshoot, but their actions no longer match the problem. Air traffic control calls again. No response. They call again. Still nothing. The aircraft continues climbing, then stabilizes at cruising altitude. Exactly as programmed, it follows its route, maintains speed, maintains altitude. From the outside, everything appears normal, but inside, the cockpit has fallen silent. Now the aircraft is flying itself. Autopilot continues operating exactly as designed. It maintains heading, maintains altitude, maintains speed. The systems are functioning, the aircraft is stable, but the people inside are no longer part of that system. Oxygen masks deploy in the cabin, but at cruising altitude they only provide temporary support, not enough to sustain consciousness. One by one, passengers lose awareness. The cabin grows quiet, still, unmoving. The cockpit remains silent. No inputs, no decisions, no control. The aircraft continues forward, fully operational, but effectively empty. A ghost flight, with no communication. Fighter jets are scrambled. Greek F-16s intercept the aircraft. They approach carefully, holding formation beside it, trying to understand what has happened. What they see is deeply unsettling. The captain is slumped forward. The co-pilot is unresponsive. No movement in the cockpit. Inside the cabin, passengers are still. But then they see something. Movement. A single figure. Someone is still conscious, still moving, still trying. A flight attendant enters the cockpit. He has remained conscious longer than the others, possibly using a portable oxygen supply. He takes the captain's seat. He attempts to control the aircraft, but he is not trained to fly it. And by now, time has already run out. Fuel begins to run low. The engines lose power. Without thrust, the aircraft cannot maintain altitude. It begins to descend, slowly, then faster. The final attempt continues, but the outcome is no longer preventable. Helios Flight 522 crashes into a mountainside. There is no final transmission, only silence. All 121 people on board are lost. The cause was not a catastrophic failure. It was a single setting. The pressurization system had been left in manual mode. The warning worked, but it was misunderstood. And by the time anyone realized, no one was conscious to respond. The aircraft did not fail. It flew exactly as it was designed to. The only thing missing was someone awake to fly it. To explore more mysteries like this, subscribe and join us on the next journey into the unknown.